Hey everyone, today I'm sitting here with Jelena and Aida. They are both contributing to WordPress. And contributing to WordPress is something you should really look into if you know WordPress and work with WordPress. So I thought maybe it's a good idea to introduce to you two persons who work in the WordPress industry or contribute to WordPress. So let's just introduce the two of you. Thank you for taking your time. Jelena, would you like to start? You're from Serbia. What should we know about you? Who are you and why are you contributing to WordPress?
Yeah, I'm from Serbia, and for example, I'm working in an IT company for 4.5 years. That is where I learn about and actually know about community of the WordPress. Before that, I never been in community, and I don't know. I started with something small. For example, I started with translations to Serbia, of course, Serbian language, of course, and that is how it started. After that, I participated in a local WordCamp, which was in our city in Serbia called Niš. And after that, we had the COVID situation, and basically we just people from my company just contributed with translations and something like that, something a little bit without with documentation. And after the COVID was done, we started to go to WordCamps around Europe. And last year was my first big WordCamp, which was in Porto, WordCamp Europe 2022. Big opening after the COVID, and it was amazing. And I don't know, I learned a lot there. It was also my first. That was the first time I participate as organizer, and this year will be the second year.
Oh, great. So you're working on WordCamp Europe again?
Yeah.
Great. Then we'll meet each other there.
Okay.
Aida, let's maybe continue with you. You're from the States. It's now morning for you, so good morning. And yeah, let's talk about you. Who are you and why do you contribute?
My name is Aida Correa Jackson, and I have been in the WordPress community now about 5 years. It was actually my husband who introduced me. He was then my boyfriend, and he introduced me to the WordCamp community. My very first experience was WordCamp Miami in 2018, and he was a speaker, and he invited me to come to the WordCamp, and I ended up being a volunteer and a room MC, and then I ended up speaking as well. So I just fell in love with the community. It was wonderful, and we did it together. We do it together. We actually do workshops. We were also volunteers outside of WordPress, and so it just was a natural fit for us. But for me personally, WordPress has really changed my career. I am an artist, and I started out as an artist and using WordPress to build websites. And then it just expanded from there. I just found I had a lot more knowledge than I thought just from being in the community. I'm like, oh, I know that. And it opened up my confidence to be able to expand outside of that for my own company. And so I use WordPress to encourage others, especially new people, to get involved, not just in the community, but in WordPress itself.
That's so beautiful. I also think contributing educates you really on WordPress. It's the way I learned most of my knowledge about WordPress. Maybe let's touch on that. Why do you contribute? What are benefits? I mean, there's the obvious benefit for open source for WordPress as a whole, but maybe you have some bigger vision about it, or maybe there's some personal or professional benefits for you. Aida, do you want to continue with that? You just started with that. Do you want to continue?
Sure.
Why do you contribute?
So for me, I meet a lot of people. We do a lot of things. We're very busy, and the one thing about the WordPress community for me personally is I tell people it's my tribe. Like, it's the one place that no matter, I have been to so many WordCamp conferences. This is my very first WordCamp Europe, my first time helping to organize in Europe, but I have helped in the US. We also have a WordPress kids meetup here in Jacksonville, the very first ever kids meetup. We work with the kids as well. But the thing for me is that I remember names. And I know that sounds weird to a lot of people, but I remember names. I remember people. I remember faces when I see people. Oh, I met them at such and such WordCamp. And oh, I met such and such over there. And, and I know them and they have become family to me. It's more than just, colleagues. This is the one place where, I was so impressed my very first WordCamp when I saw, 5 developers in a room in a happiness bar, and they're all sharing information, and there's no competition. They're just kind of just talking to one another. And, oh, you don't know how to do that? Let me show you how to do that. Oh, you need help with that? Let me show you. And I was like, what a warm and welcoming community. And that's the one thing about, for me, that makes me want to continue to contribute, because it is the kind of community that is worth contributing to, because it's so welcoming. It's so open to inviting others.
Jelena, I'm sure you can agree. Are there other reasons?
I totally agree with Aida, and I just laughed because when she mentioned, I remember the names. I'm working as a customer support, and you recognize when you have a lot of customers, and some of them are with us for a few years. And I was impressed last year when I saw a few names from the list, and when they approached to the table for the registration table, I recognized them by the name, of course, and I was happy to collect the name and the face in one. So yeah, that was one of the things that are really, really amazing. And like she mentioned, there are something like a tribe. It is some special feelings. I cannot describe that pretty much. You need to feel that, It's very, very, very great opportunity to learn, to meet new people, to I don't know, everything. I think the community is pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's also something you could say for the WordCamp Europe, but also for the super local WordCamp or WordPress meetup groups, which is something for me in our local area. It's really important for me to know the people around me that are working with WordPress, and they are so helpful. I can only agree. Maybe if we have somebody watching this video and they say, well, that sounds really nice, I'd like to be part of it, but I can't code, I can't be contributing, I'm not a techie. You're both not agreeing. What possibilities are there? Where are people needed? Jelena, do you want to start?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I started with translations, and that was something basically everyone can do. Actually, you don't need to code. You just need to know your rules, how to do that translation. But everyone can help you with that, and they will really glad to help you with that. Also, the documentation. That is something, some simple things, for start. About the coding, you don't need to know to code. I don't know to code. So I'm just trying to do something for the community from my end that I am able to do. So there's the big spectrum of the things you can do if you want to contribute. So you don't need to code, really.
Yeah, in preparation for this interview, I actually checked the WordPress.org website, and there's a long list of things you can do. We'll make sure to put this in the video description as well, so everyone can find something. Aida, what are you thinking about that? Like, what talents are needed in the WordPress community?
I say any and all. I don't code either. I started out with WordPress as a blogger. My husband doesn't code either. When I said I was building websites, it's because WordPress makes it easy to build a website. So I just used the templates, and I was helping local people who didn't have websites and just needed something simple. So I don't code at all. But I am a blogger and a content creator, and as I mentioned earlier, as an artist. There's just so many, and I tell people, even if you're just a warm and welcoming face, that is always welcome. As Jelena said, that if you want to contribute and be at the admission table when people are coming in and they're signing up. But even if you're not, if you say, oh no, I'm an introvert, we have plenty of introverts in the community as well. There's plenty of things behind the scenes that we can use help with. It's not, there's just too many things to mention. I tell people, if you have a talent or not, we'll find a place for you. We'll figure out what it is, where you would fit, because I think there are 22 groups for Contributor Day where you could sit in. And it's anywhere from photography. We have photographers who come and they just want to contribute some pictures. Even if it's on your cell phone, you find some nice pictures, you can contribute there. The community group. I mean, there's just so many that if you're interested, we'll find you a place.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's so great. Thank you so much for taking your time. Is there anything you want to say to anyone who is not sure about contributing? Anything we didn't touch you think is important about this subject?
I was just going to say that even if you don't have a local meetup, and then you can make it to WordCamp Europe, come on down. I mean, just put your feet in and you'll fit in afterwards. That's what I tell people. Don't wait until something is in your area. Don't, whatever you can get to, start there. You don't have to start by volunteering, just attend. And just by being around the community or being around everyone, you'll see what kind of community it is. You'll see all the options available to you. And then from there, you can decide if you want to continue.
Yeah, just go out from your comfort zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and start with something. That is the only thing you need. You will see, you will get addicted to that.
Yeah, I think that's so great to wrap up. Just don't be shy, just do it. Just get to know the people. I'm sure WordCamp Europe will be a great possibility to get to know people. It's also where I meet most people on in-person events. That's so great. So I'm excited to meet you guys there and also many others.